It's time for today's travel and cruise industry news. With the latest from travel and cruises around the world, here's your host, Chillie Falls.
Hey, good morning and welcome to a special broadcast of a travel and cruise industry news podcast here on this Saturday morning. My apologies, guys, for those of you that were on the line earlier and I could not get on. It was really strange. Ended up changing batteries in the mouse and rebooted everything and then finally got back, so I'm on again. Anyway, so this is a special broadcast. This is dealing strictly with our weather situation coming up in the tropical areas. And so that's what it's going to be today. But I will at least go over a couple things like normal. One today is National Waffle Iron Day. So, that means it's National Waffle Day. So get your waffle iron out, make some waffles. That would be pretty good. If you're listening via the podcast, you're always welcome here. You can access the podcast via my blog, which is accessadventure.net, or wherever you get your podcasts from. Just search for Travel and Cruise Industry News, and that pops up at Travel Guy. So this morning, folks, we're going to look strictly at the weather that has developed actually since I got off the air. Yesterday is when it started really heading in this direction. We got three things to talk about. Of course, the most important one at this point is Beryl, which is a tropical storm. That's the kind of in the center lower portion of this picture, as you can see from there. And Beryl is currently is strengthening, expected to become a hurricane before it reaches the Windward Islands. She's located about 890 miles east-southeast of Barbados. Maximum sustained winds are 60 miles an hour. Present movement is west at 21. Pressure has already dipped under 1,000 millibars at 999 and dropping. Relatively quick westward to west-northwestward motion is expected during the next few days. On the forecast track, the system is expected to move across the Windward Islands late tomorrow night or early Monday. Steady to rapidly strengthening is expected during the next couple of days. Beryl is forecast to become a hurricane by tonight, or at the best, worst, or whatever, early Sunday, with additional strengthening expected after that. So we clearly have got to watch that, folks, as the cone of intensity currently shows it heading toward basically a target of Jamaica and should reach Jamaica by midweek. It's starting to bend northward, as you can see from this illustration, which is going to throw it over the western portion of Cuba and right into the Gulf. And who knows what happens after that. If it continues on the basic plane that's going now, that means it's going to hit western Florida. So that's what's happening with Beryl. Now, we'll go back to this one. Let's look down at the orange X there, which is over the Yucatan Peninsula. And this is just in from Elizabeth on location. This is from her apartment there in Playa del Carmen. And she at times has literally gone and sat in her bathroom to get away from those windows.
I hope these windows are
You
strong.
can hear the rain. You can hear the rain and the wind.
They're moving.
And she's heading to the bathroom. So stay safe down there, Elizabeth. Thank you for the clip. So I wanted to get that on. Okay, so now this system is a broad area of low pressure, which should continue forming and move over the Bay of Campeche tonight or early tomorrow, where conditions appear generally conducive for further development. Tropical depression could form before the system moves inland again early next week over Mexico. Interests along the Gulf Coast of Mexico should monitor the progress of the system. Regardless of development, heavy rainfall associated with the area of low pressure will affect portions of Central America and Mexico through early next week. They're talking about a 40% chance of further development now and a 40% chance over the next 7 days. Now, if we go back in the coming across the trough, back on the east side of Beryl, you'll see the yellow X. That is another system. This is a typical system. This is the kind of storms we normally see developing during hurricane season. They come off the coast of Africa and head across the trough, as I call it. And this is looking at least like, I didn't mean to do that, at least like the possibility of doing just that. And that system is an area of low pressure located several hundred miles southeast of the Cabo Verde Islands, producing an area of disorganized showers and thunderstorms. Environmental conditions appear conducive for additional development of this system. Tropical depression could form by the middle of next week, while it moves generally west at 15 to 20 miles an hour. They're saying further development over the next 48 hours is relatively low at 20%, but over the next 7 days, it kicks up to 60%. So we've got 3 systems, folks, to watch and follow, with the most likely event of a hurricane coming from Beryl later today. So I didn't mean to do that again, folks. Sorry, I keep clicking on Elizabeth's thing. I meant to do that. It's a Saturday morning, folks. I'm confused. What can I say? So far, we've only had notification from one ship of change of itinerary, and that's Icon of the Seas. Icon of the Seas was supposed to sail this weekend and go on an Eastern Caribbean sailing. They've now modified that and changed it completely to a Western Caribbean sailing. So instead of going to, where does that one go? St. Thomas and San Juan, or St. Thomas and Tortola, wherever the Eastern Caribbean swings for Icon goes. It's now changed to a Western Caribbean. It's going to go to Cozumel and Costa Maya next week instead. And we're just going to have to see how these things develop, folks. This is like looking like the heart of the season, even though we're just at the start of the season. And I'm not going to get into the debate over climate change, and that's the reason for it. I'm not taking a stance on that one way or the other. I'm just saying it's early in the season. We've already had some action, and now we're looking at mid-season form here with 3 storms. Just saying, not saying why. We'll follow it here on this channel. All right, we did end up with quite a few people over here in the chat room, so let's go see if anybody's fussing at me today. Hot Air Tom, technical problems again. Yeah, and I'm still not totally sure why, Tom. I went live. I got on the air, as Gretchen can attest to. And then my mouse wasn't working, and then I couldn't finger thingy it. You know, I hate to finger thingy it, but it wouldn't work. So first I changed batteries. That didn't help any. So then I rebooted the system twice. Finally, the second time I got on, then the camera wouldn't hook up. So then I had to reboot the phone. It was just, anyway, so I got on, folks. I got the special weather report for Saturday out. Steve's with us out in Kentucky. Good morning, Steve. Hot Air says this is attempt number 2 for Chillie. Something must not be working for him. That's correct. Gretchen says hello there again. Gretchen, thank you for sticking with me. Thank you, Hot Air Tom. Thank you, everybody, for sticking with me this morning. So, see the notification on Tom. Just wasting time on my phone today. There's Kenneth. Good morning, Kenneth. There's Katie up there in where's she? Martha's Vineyard. Jerry will kill me. Yeah. Got to talk about Katie on the show yesterday with Dr. Vukovic. Hot Air Tom says hi to Katie and Ken. Everybody's saying back and forth, wow, there's Liz came out of the bathroom. Hey, everybody, we're getting pummeled at the moment. I won't be staying in this apartment if Beryl hits here. I've got an entire glass wall. Okay, this one isn't Beryl, sweetie. I hate to tell you that. This is the system that's over the Yucatan right now. And Beryl still could come in your direction. You got 3 storms. Who knows what direction they're going to take? And yeah, in an all glass wall building, I wouldn't be staying in there either. Hot Air Tom's asked Kenneth, do you need an ADA cabin? He asked Robin, and she said she needed to ask you. Anyone use a wheelchair or a scooter? Katie says for Elizabeth to stay safe. Is your camera connected to via USB or Bluetooth? It's I don't know. It's not connected. It's Wi-Fi. You know, I guess that's Bluetooth. I guess. You can't ask me technical questions, Tom. There's no wires. How's that? Elizabeth says we're very aware there. Yeah, I bet. There's Roger up there, and Roger's up there in Jacksonville. Leave for California Friday and cruise to Alaska on Tuesday. Awesome. You'll be in Alaska a couple weeks before me. Gretchen says, hope you're feeling lucky, Elizabeth. Post lots of pictures, Roger. I'll be curious to see. Yeah, of course, Gretchen's going to be with me when I go to Alaska. So I'm really looking forward to that. All right, guys, that's going to wrap up a special broadcast on Saturday, strictly for weather. And, of course, one little bit of news from Icon of the Seas as it related to weather. I will follow the system the rest of the weekend. Anything major happens, who knows? I can go live again. All right, guys, that's going to wrap it up for today. Oh, by the way, I better do this. I better put in a commercial break. So a quick break from our network sponsors right at the end of the broadcast. All right, now that's going to wrap me up, guys. As always, stay safe, stay healthy, think about cruising, and hopefully one day soon we'll all get together on the high seas. And you guys, please be careful with this weather if you're on a ship or you're someplace like Elizabeth is in Playa del Carmen. You guys just stay awake because it could get dicey this next week or so. See y'all later.
I regularly post videos on all facets of the travel and cruise industry. So if you like to keep up with the latest in cruise ships, ports of call, cruises themselves, Chillie chats, and travel and cruise industry news, just hit the little subscribe button in the lower right-hand corner. Hit the bell notification so you'll be notified when a new video is up or we go live. This video was produced by Chillie's Cruises.